Hey guys, let's make an analog clock today. Many of you have asked for this, so here is the code using only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's start with the basic HTML boilerplate template. First, change the title. I'll give it the name Analog Clock. Change it according to your project. Add the CSS and JS files in your code, or you can put them together in single file. I like it clean, so I'm using individual files. Start with making a div inside the body element. This div will form the clock, so let's assign a class named clock to this div element. Continue with another div inside clock div and assign class numbers to it. This will contain all the 12 numbers. Next, create 12 span element with class named number, and give them value 1 to 12 each. Also add 3 divs with ID hour hand, minute hand, and second hand below numbers div. These are the 3 hands of our clock. Now it's time to add some style to our clock. So let's edit the CSS file. I'm adding a global value of margin 0 and padding 0 to the document. It's a good approach, although you can completely ignore it for now. Our main style starts with the body element. Give it display flex, justify content center, align item center, and so on. Just follow me for this. Next, I'm giving the clock class some styles, like fixed height and width of 300 pixels, position relative, a black border with 50% radius. This will be the clock body. Now all the numbers and clock hands should be placed inside the clock BDY. So add some more style to the clock class. I'll give it flex display with center content and items. After this, let's add style to the hands class. Give it height 36%, position absolute, origin transformation of 100%, black background, and left translate on y-axis. Okay, I think we have not given the class name to the hands divs. So firstly, add the class hands in the HTML file, and then continue with CSS styling. Next, there are 3 hands divs with unique IDs, so let's style them separately. Make the hour hand little small and thick with green background. You can tweak it as much as you like. Add styles similarly to the minute and second hands. Or just follow my styles. Once it's done, get ready to work on the numbers class. This will contain all the numbers to denote time in our clock. Have a look in the image, and try to arrange everything correctly. We also have a number class that contains each number inside the clock. This is the crucial part of design, so observe carefully. Start by giving the number class absolute position, font size 24 pixels, and weight 600. The main style start with a transform section. As every number should be placed in their exact spot, we have to come up with some calculation. So here is the solution. I divide each number section into 30 degrees space. Collectively, they will make 360 total circle. To calculate the value, put a calc function in rotate transform style with a variable that can be multiplied with 30 to give exact position. Let's see how it's done. We are now done with number class. See the preview image how everything looks now. It's good, but the numbers need a little twist. They doesn't seems in position right. So let's add span element to each number and then style the span. Just give the inner span elements a negative rotation of 30° and inline block position. It should do the work. Still, there's something missing in the center. It's the center nib. The clock doesn't seem uniform in the center. So let's put a small circle to make it look good. I'll give it a size 12 and background color red with Z index 1 to top every hand. I think now it looks more like a wall clock. Although there's a lot of room for improvement, try it yourself. Okay, now we are ready to give our clock some movement. It's time to write some JavaScript that'll do the hard work for us. So start with assigning some constants that will hold the hand element reference. I'm using the query selector, although you can use the getElement by ID method, both are fine. After this, write a function to mimic the clock work. I'll name it updateClock. In the function, grab the current date time in a constant. I'll use nowConstant. Then, extract hours, minutes, and seconds from this nowConstant. The only complicated part here is the calculation of angle for hours, minute, and second hands. I use the basic time calculation by combine minutes and hours with multiplication, that is 30° for hour hand and 6° for both minute and second hands. Once it's done, we have to give a transform style to each hands with their respective angles and fixed translate of -50%. Don't worry if you find it hard to grasp. Just follow along and it'll do the work. In the code end, you can use set interval method for 1 second delay, but the request animation frame methods is smoother and more efficient in this case. At last, call the function in the end so it run when page loads. If you have any query or suggestion, then comment below. Share this video. Give it a thumbs up. Let YouTube know it is helpful. Here is the complete HTML and JavaScript code for our analog clock. You have seen my CSS. Try it or write your own. If my video is worthy, then give it a like, hit the notification bell, share with your friends, and subscribe. It takes time and effort to make these videos, so please show your support in comments. Thanks for watching TechnoSpace.